It's the last day, and we need to start it by giving you a little bit of a tour of a Vietnamese bed. It's good for the back. Today is the very last day of the 10-day motorbike trip through northern Vietnam.
Ridiculous! I love it!
I'm excited to cross the finish line today. I feel like marathoner status when you're just like the final push. This was really hard for me.
It's time to get on the bikes. We gotta go to Hanoi.
Maybe I'm stalling. 100 more kilometers.
This is easy.
We gotta hit the road.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Behind me! If I don't go over 40 kilometers an hour, we're not going 40 kilometers an hour. North of Hanoi now, city driving after being out on the country roads, it just blows. We did see one guy tipped over aftermath of an accident. It's just like, it's not as hectic as you think it would be. You just kind of go with the flow, but after having all the space in the world out in the country, it does suck to come in a city and drive around. It's dusty, trucks are running you over. No bueno. Fun! It never ends! Woo! Spinny's having a hell of a time. She's kicking ass though. Woo! Watch out for those bumps. Yeah, she's just been bobbing and weaving through trucks. You would think you just go slow and be careful, but honestly the best thing to do is just speed past all these people. And by people I mean massive, massive trucks like this guy. Yeah, if you get ahead of them, then your troubles are behind you.
Made it across the bridge. Really, really hard driving. 3 years ago, you guys went around Hanoi with Tim. Today, you're gonna go with me. Our first mission is to find the hotel. Off we go. Welcome to BINGE. Okay, first things first, just pull out into traffic that never stops and you just kind of like go and hope for the best, but there is no traffic lights and nobody ever stops. And then really the goal is just to keep up with Tim and again hope for the best. I'm making it a little dramatic. There are traffic lights and I really like they count down, so how long that you have while it's green. I wish we had those in the States. That's helpful if you're bombing towards it before the yellow. First intersection, rule of thumb is people always go, no matter if they have a red, so you gotta watch that. We've already done 100 kilometers of driving. Oh God, today, oh yes, the car goes, this guy's coming, you just like pick someone in front of you and follow them. That's a good rule of thumb. Watch out, lady. Careful. So yeah, welcome to Driving with Finn. You guys have spent a lot of time with Tim this whole trip because it is way too hard for me to film and ride. It's hard enough just to ride. I figured you might want to hear some of the thoughts that go through my head as we've been driving this whole time. Sometimes the traffic lights are just really hard because everybody stacks up like this, and then it's just like a free-for-all when everybody gets going. See, like, they're all coming up from behind me. Tim wants to get over there. There he goes. I'll follow him. And now just like this whole cluster of bikes and cars all go at the same time, and so now you're just here with everybody. I mean, like, look at him. He's all the way up there. I'm just going along with traffic. He like got through everyone. He's exhausting, I tell you. I mean, look at, I am going at the pace of traffic. Now I just need to pass 13 Vietnamese riders to catch up and meet him back at the next red light. Okay, the motorbike cluster again. Drop down in a second. Try to balance. Wiggle back and forth as you're going really slow on the bike. It's really hard. It's kind of like on a bicycle. The dust has been so bad today. It hasn't been so bad this whole trip, but that's why you see a lot of people with all the face masks on. It's not like, you know, it's an illness thing. It's everybody keeping the dust out of their lungs. I kind of wish I had one on right now. Let's see, do I want to go around the bus into this oncoming, oh God, oh God, oh God. See, I intentionally don't make the stupid decisions to keep up with him because it's too much. Here comes some traffic from the right. Nobody stops. See how like traffic just enters traffic. All the cars are gonna try to go to the left. All the bikes go right. You can just kind of weave around and get back over here. Oh, hey, look, it's Tim. This is the celebration. Welcome back to Hanoi. Thank frickin' Jesus. Everyone's got their blinkers on. I'd say about 30% of all drivers keep their blinkers on as they go. I can't believe we're here. I'm so ready. Here comes the meshing. And there goes Tim. Off into the meshing. I don't know which direction we're going, and I wish he would put on a signal so I could tell. Let's see, it looks like he's going left or straight. Yeah, he's definitely going left, so I will go left too. There comes this dude. And we're going straight. Got it. Tim is doing the hard part because he's doing directions up there on his phone. Google Maps is talking to him through the phone. You can kind of hear it over traffic. And then he's skilled enough to sometimes pick up his phone and look down at it like he's doing right now. Oh, and he's going to turn. No, he's not going to turn. Looks like we're going to turn soon, though. Maybe we missed that one. Oh, this guy's saying stop. I don't know if I should stop. Okay, sorry. And then we just go over here. Oh, that was fun. Here at a stoplight. Ooh, being stopped in the sun is brutal. There's no time. We must be in the front. Hey, there's some backpackers. Okay, we must be back in the city. Always careful oncoming traffic. As you can see, it does not stop. Everybody has the right of way. More travelers. That's fun. Careful this guy and this lady. Everybody's gonna merge and nobody stops moving, oh God, ever, and then you just go around this bus. Oh, see you later. Okay, this looks like an absolute cluster up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm totally gonna lose Tim. Okay, oh God. Try to get around this car. Oh, trying to do the PG version of color commentary is a little challenging. Okay, don't hit anybody. All right, there's Timmy there. Oh, I like her outfit. Yeah, girl. want this car to run over my foot is what I'm thinking. And then it's hard to balance. Okay, now we're just gonna cut across all these people, but if you hug with the car, then no bike's gonna hit a car, so that's part of the strategy. Oh shoot, I lost him. Maybe you guys saw where he went. Did he go left or right? Shit, no, I totally lost him. Oh no, he's up there, yes, okay. Is this 2 lanes or is this oncoming? Okay, sweet. Despite having been in Hanoi like multiple, oh god, no, everyone's gonna go right now. Oh fuck. And then that lady. This is so, oh, okay. This is just so draining. Like, I mean, granted the traffic hasn't been like this, you know, in the mountains and stuff, but everything has its own just like stressors. And you know, Tim's been doing a good job showing you like, wow, this drive's beautiful, wow, this drive's beautiful. Maybe now you're getting a little taste of just like, this is freaking exhausting. Stand up, my butt is so sore and just soaking wet. I'm just dripped in sweat. I'm gonna have to peel these clothes off. Oh, here comes the taxi. And there's that guy. Don't hit that guy right in front of you. Oh my god. Apparently we're turning left. Everybody turning left. Turning left, turning left really slow. As long as you don't stop or make sudden movements, I think it's okay. Please don't go, please don't go, please don't go. Oh god. Oh, here they come, here they come, here they come. All right, go ahead, lady. I got you, but not all of you. Okay, oh, here's a bus, and there's a car, and here's these people. All right, so what is this, a roundabout? 2 roundabouts? It doesn't matter, you just keep going, do not stop. Okay, the honking here you kind of do to not, to like let people know where you are, which I kind of like. Better than somebody hitting you, that's for sure. Okay, shit, 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 shit. All right, Timmy, are we going right here, baby? I mean, look at this intersection. I mean, there's 12 ways to choose from. Are we going left? That's a train track, so probably not. Okay, so on the left, you just like, you go through everyone. Okay, and then here, all these people are coming, so I'm gonna go behind them, and in front of this guy, and then behind, okay. Yeah, I mean, nailed it. Like, that is the way that you do it. Oh, I'm starting to recognize this. Yes, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. We're going back to a hotel that we already stayed at before. And it's right here. Oh, I'm done. Okay, I do have to go back to the return, but nailed it. We are here. They are burning money. She's literally burning what looks like American dollars in that bin. Whew. Oh. Good job.
Good job. You know what's hard? Google Maps on a motorcycle in Hanoi.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
If you've ever been contemplating a motorbike trip in Vietnam, there's different ways to do it. One of the very best parts about riding a bike in Vietnam to me is just how focused you are on the road. Even with some experience, you don't know what's around the next bend, and that's when you're just so focused on the road, so focused on like all the stimuli that's hitting you, you just get lost in the ride, and that's my favorite like experience to have on a motorcycle. It's just not the same at home. I have a bike back in the States, and you don't need that level of focus. It's kind of boring, you know, the way like around your town or wherever you're riding, it's really hard to like hit that same level. And just beyond not knowing the roads, like just all the towns are different. You're like looking in shops as you're driving by. You're like, what are those guys doing? What are they doing out in that farm field? It's just so interesting.
Yeah, every day is definitely different, even though it's just like, oh, Vietnam motorbike. No, it's like every 100 kilometers.
Sure,
it's something
so
new.
different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your brain's just like firing at full capacity the whole time. So it's addictive. And I guess my major thought after leaving Vietnam is like how much more there is to explore. We've done 2 motorbike trips. There's still areas we haven't visited. And like, what about doing this sort of trip in other countries? I know that it might not be in some people's...
Well, you know what? No, but like that, I think that we probably are a good representation. If you're watching this to try to plan for your trip, I think the 2 of us represent 2 different people, which granted causes like a little bit of controversy between the two of us trying to find the balance of what's the right for two people traveling together. If I was planning this trip for just myself, what would have been, I mean, hindsight, what would have been better for me is it's really popular to take the bus from Hanoi up to Hajang, rent the motorbike there, and then you complete the maybe like 3 would be the minimum day, 3 to 5 day loop. That was the most beautiful drives we were doing without being super like dangerous roads. Like the SAPA to Hajang was really, really challenging and
very rural.
Very rural. So it took us maybe, I think it was 10 days total, and that was too much for me. The 3 to 5 day Hajang loop would have been a better trip for me to appreciate it more, not like, okay, I like physically have to get through this day. And sometimes we're concerned of how some of how we communicate comes across on camera because we're weary not to make sure that, I don't know, like if I'm sounding like I'm complaining or something, but also the point of our entire channel is to go behind just the Instagram, like, oh wow, what they're doing is so pretty and all that. And like, we're getting a lot of that on Instagram right now, but when people watch this later on YouTube, the point is to be like, okay, these are also the challenges on the road. This is how we feel. And so like, that's how I felt a lot of the time. So it was almost like a too long of a trip for me, and I don't think it was long enough for you.
Right, if you're on the other side of the spectrum, like the day I went to the waterfall, it poured the entire day. That might be miserable for other people. I was grinning like an idiot. The only negative on the day is that I had to worry about the cameras getting too wet and I didn't want to break anything. But like, it just, the drive, how hard it is to travel sometimes, like that is the stuff I love, and that's when it comes alive for me.
But we're also coming off of the cave trip, which was also really, really challenging with only one down day in between. So I guess like maybe Sapa in the pool would have been a down. But you know, it's just like that you don't want to hit that travel burnout stage because it's claustrophobic and you're in the middle of wherever you are, and it's hard to recover in like a budget hotel room with the bed.
Inevitably, if somebody feels that Finn is being overly negative about the experience, I challenge you to come travel with me for this long and keep up with the pace and keep a smile on your face.
No, it wasn't a negative experience. I mean, like, obviously the stuff, I mean, it was so insanely beautiful. I mean, I started to cry or something. Like, I don't think that almost anywhere we were that whole first trip was as beautiful as even just one day up here in the north. It was beyond expectations.
Epically, savagely, it's like you're
driving
through like movie sets and everything. It's incredible.
It was incredible, and now that we're closer to Hanoi, I'm remembering more of the other trip. It's just more flat. You're going through towns, which is interesting, but it all kind of meshes together. That was, every single day was different and epic in its own way. Different types of mountain, different types of crops, different types of topography, different cultures up there. There's so many indigenous groups that all speak different languages apart from Vietnamese, and they all have their own like way of life. And I mean, that piece was amazing.
Yeah. It's time to get on the bikes. We got to go to Hanoi.
Maybe I'm stalling. 100 more kilometers.
This is easy.
100 more kilometers.
So that's the wrap up. If you've ever been contemplating a motorbike trip in Vietnam, there's different ways to do it. Absolutely do it. It remains my number one thing I've ever done in my life. It's my favorite place to travel. It sticks with you.
We're looking at North Korea.